and soak all the moments with my baby. Like I was a first time mom, postpartum life hit, and I want to soak everything with my child. And it was kind of with my family and my child as first time parents. Welcome, listeners, to my Crazy Life of Motherhood podcast. Yes, I'm Nicole Rubian, and I'll be your host. So this is the first episode, and just as you can listen or see or whatever, this is an audio podcast episode. And eventually, I will start a video podcast, but I will have to gradually go into that with more and more audio podcasts. Since I'm a very introverted person and I get nervous when I talk, especially for people or around people or with people. So, yeah, you have it here first, the audio podcast. Okay, I want to share like my experience being a mother. I'm a mother of two now. I have a almost 5-year-old son and a 2-year-old daughter. Yes. And I want to share my experience as being a mother with all of you guys because we might learn from each other. Even if I chat with something, I can learn from you. You guys can comment on this. Um, whether you have some experiences and anything, and it's just in general, I just want to share my life being a mother with you guys. So that's why this is the podcast. And in further episodes, I also a little bit sneak peek. I will have podcasts with other mothers also where we share some thoughts. So that is for further next month, 2 months from now. There's no estimated date yet, but it will be coming. It's planned. Yeah, so where are we starting? Let me see. Yeah, I became a mother in 2020, right before COVID hits in my country. I gave birth to my son. Yes, COVID was not around in my country yet when I was pregnant and also when I gave birth. So we have all the normal regulations and everything in the hospital and no mask. So there was just still a normal life. It was life before COVID happened in our country. It was already going on around the world, but it was not yet in our country. So that was good. And yeah, the COVID started in my country, Suriname, and it starts around March 13th, 2020. And I gave birth to my son on February 26th, 2020. So yeah, it was right before my son wasn't even 1 month old. And yes, it was kind of sad, but not sad because, like I said, I just gave birth and it kind of made my uh, postpartum a little bit easier because I get to stay home with the family I love. We don't get to go outside because COVID happened and it hit in the beginning really hard because there were lockdowns everywhere, mass, no visitations. So normally when you give birth, a mother will give birth, a month after or 2 months after, there is like kind of, mm, let me see, like visitations for the baby. She will host a party to welcome or announce the baby or welcome the baby, and their family or friends or something can come and take a look at the baby, and also the mother or something like, how are you feeling, everything. But that's what I was also planning to do when he was turning 1 month old. But I could not because COVID happened. And I kind of glad it did because I don't know. I didn't want to have a party, but I was also sorry and myself. I don't want to invite a lot of people because she was still a baby. And yeah, I was like, I want to fight this and this and this, but this one, I want to fight her and him and whatever, but I don't want to fight every family member. I don't want to invite, I didn't want to invite every friend, family member or anything. I just want to have, but I want to have a party. Not a party, but like actually to celebrate my child, my son being 1 month old and that I give birth. So I did that. I want to do that. And so, yes, I did that. Um, but then COVID happened. Oh my gosh, I'm saying it again. And yeah, lockdown, no visitation. So I was kind of glad I didn't have to do that anymore. So I had my son for me for almost like 1 year. Like we didn't go out, like lockdowns for at least 6 months straight. So we didn't even go out with my child when he was a newborn, when he was a baby. We did not. I was kind of glad because my introvert self was like happy to stay home and um soak all the moments with my baby. Like I was a first time mom, postpartum life hit, and I want to soak everything with my child. And it was kind of with my family and my child as first time parents. So I was so happy I did. I was so happy for COVID, that COVID happened actually because yes, I get to stay home with my baby. I don't get to take my baby out or bring my baby to family or let family or friends come. I can say that it's COVID. You can allow people to come at your house. I can say that now because there were restrictions that you can have visitors and everything, and everyone has to keep their mask on. So I was happy to say when and that they could understand like it's COVID and it's a baby, so they can stay away. But when COVID didn't happen or would not happen, and people want to come or visit, I have to find excuse because so why can I come or something? And people are very you don't want to. Some people are very like emotional something when you say if you can come, and then they're gonna start eating promise or something like yeah, you don't want us to see the baby or whatever, or I don't know, stop everything. Comments like that. But I was so happy that COVID did happen and I was able to tell them and they will they were able to understand that it was a baby and we were very cautious of the moment of a baby and getting cautious about the baby not getting sick or something and protecting the baby from COVID and everything. So I was so happy I did that. We didn't go out and at least for 1 year. And but then after 1 year, things started to slow down. And then we came to his first birthday party. And yes, people, it was still in like 2021, February. COVID was still in it, but it was slowly getting fading away or something. But it was still no more, not exactly lockdowns, but it was, you still have to keep your mask on. So we had a small party for him. People can come see him because for some or most of the family members, that was also the first time seeing him. So no one saw him in real life when he was a baby. And so on his first birthday, some of the family members saw him, like, and friends saw him the first time. And he was a toddler because he was 1 year old. And yeah, but I don't regret them not seeing him when he was a baby because I had him We had, yeah, we, my partner and I, we had him for a whole year and we took all the time with him. That was so precious time for us. And yes, so I don't regret that at all. But yeah, and for some reason, since he was so around us, less familiar faces, and whenever we go out somewhere, he was like not adapting to the world, or he didn't want to go to, how do I say this? He was, yeah, I was, okay, I'm kind of switching, mixing it a little bit with Dutch, and I'm switching it. So he was kind of in Kenneth. I was in Kenneth, and yeah, how do I say that? Wait, gosh, he didn't know another family, and whenever more family member wants to pick him up or hold him or something, he didn't want. He cried because he doesn't know them, and he was already a toddler when he was 1 year old. So that was kind of maybe little downfall that he didn't want to go to many people. But also, I do like that. Like I said, introverted person here. So I do like that. It was amazing. And yeah, so his first year, his baby year, 0 till 12 months old, it was COVID and he stayed home. We stayed home with him and we soaked all the time we needed. It was such precious time for us. Yeah, but it was my first time and first time mother. I love that. It's just, yeah, first time mother. And yeah, but my first story, labor and delivery. It was not it was not exactly what I watch um like in movies. Obviously not, because they were like a little bit exaggerating in movies. And also when I have I had two friends like giving birth a month before I did with him. So and they both had one had a son and one had a daughter. So they are like literally 1 month older than my son. So I kind of asked them how it went, how their labor went, and how it was, because they were also first time moms. And I was also, I just asked them because I want to know what it's like, what I should expect um, when I'm in labor or something, what the signs are and everything. And all they did say to me is what was very painful and very long or something. They had very long labors and very painful also. I was like, yeah, and it also specifically put disclaimers like they don't want to scare me away from this moment. But I wasn't scared because eventually I would have to deliver this baby. I would have to push this baby out of my vagina. Vagina. So yes, I wasn't scared. I because I asked for it. I want to know. I want to know what should I expect. So I was expecting that, like, it will be long labors, it will be painful or something. I was kind of expecting that. I didn't expect the shorter one first time anyway. And when it happened with me, I was the first time. I didn't know I had already mild contractions the night before, because now that I think about it, I can tell that I had contractions. But at that time, that night, the night before, February 25th, 2020, like at 9 p.m., 8, 9 p.m., I had mild contractions. They were sorry looking like cramps. I was kind of laboring, but it was, I wouldn't say active labor yet. It was kind of mild contractions and they were feeling like cramping. So I was like, it's just I thought I was like, it's nothing. I mean, what is this? This doesn't feel like I was about to give birth. That's what I thought because I just felt it was cramping. It was little. I can endure that. So yeah, but the morning of, like the early morning of, it was like, let me see, 4 a.m. I had, I think I started active labor because I had very, very pain contraction. I couldn't sleep, but like 8, 8 a.m., we had an appointment with the doctor, the gynecologist, gynecologist. And yeah, so I was like, I can, it's 4 a.m., so I can hold this. I mean, we're still going to be able to the doctor that I can tell him what I felt or something. So I was like, okay, never mind. I'm just doing this. This is normal, I think. So when I was constantly like, it was not. It had a rhythm in like maybe 30 minutes, 30 minutes from each other, or even 40 minutes. Because when I was able to tell them, when I had them, the active labor contraction, I was like, it was already active labor, but when I had the contractions, it was painful. Like I could not sleep, but then it went away, and then I could lie, rest, relax back again. And then after 30, 40 minutes, I had them again. So I kind of woke up, but I didn't sleep. And like 6 a.m., when I went into the shower, my muscles fell, and I didn't know what it was. I showed my mom, and she was like, "Yeah, that's your blood. You're going to deliver the baby today." So since we were already going to the hospital because of the appointment, my mother also told me to actually take our hospital bags with us because I will be delivering the baby today. So yes, that was it. That is what I did. My friends with me and also my mom. So there was I. I got admitted to the hospital. We were like 7 a.m. in the hospital, and it was kind of like a shift reset, and then we have to stay there. I was still having contractions, but I could endure that. So yeah, that's what I did. And it was okay. I was not a dramatic person, although I am a dramatic person in general. But when I was in labor, I wasn't dramatic at all. I could walk easily, I could sit down easily, even, but only when the contractions were hitting, I was like, okay, this hurt a bit. But then I went away, and I was like, okay, I can do everything again. So I sat there, the nurses were there, and then they got me admitted. So I laid down, they put something on my belly, and I kind of felt like I was peeing. I told my mom, I think I peed, or my water just broke, and it was my water. So anyway, I need to tell you this. I was a first time mom, and I don't know how I felt about that. I don't like wearing dresses or something. So I wore like jeans to the hospital the day I give birth. The morning I give birth, I wore jeans, not a dress or anything. So it could be easily taken off as well, whatever. I wore jeans. Yes. So I lay down there with my jeans on, and I told my mom because I thought I peed. I think I peed or my water broke. And it is, my water broke. So I was already 8 centimeters dilated when I went into the hospital. So when my water broke, the nurse came and checked me again, and I was 10 centimeters. She said, it's time for birth. So I took off my jeans. I sat down there on the chair, the bed or something. And there he was, 10:22 a.m. early on February 26, 2020. I give birth to my baby boy. And yes, he will be 5 this month. And we are in the middle of preparation for a party, a small party. So yeah, can't believe my son is already 5 years old. I hope you still enjoy this. I don't know. So that was my birth story. I thought maybe to write this down in a blog, but m- why not? I should say this. I mean, I can also do a podcast of this. So I like, I do like telling people this or sharing people. I mean, it was fast. My labor was less painful, not at all painful. And I don't know, found it very fast. Okay. So yeah, that is it. And yeah, that was my birth story of my first child being a first time mom. And yeah, it was fast. And I did tear a lot, but I went home the next day already. So I was kind of very brave. And yeah, I respect every mother, every woman who has to go through this. I mean, giving birth and postpartum and everything. I respect every woman in life now. Like, seriously, I respect you all. That's everything because giving birth and delivering a child, that's something else. That's only brave people can do. I mean, so I respect every woman, even more the women having C-sections. I respect them more because you get to lay down and they have to tear your stomach open like layers of your stomach. They have to, and then still after that you have postpartum and you still have to do everything for your baby. So yes, I respect every woman ever since the day I gave birth, especially this ones who had C-sections birth, because that is something else. That is really something else. And yeah, I did an unmedicated natural birth, and it was fast. I would do it again though, and I did with my second, and she came out even faster than my first. So, but that's a story for another time. And I mean, for the next episode, I will be telling the birth story of my daughter, which is very fast also. But yeah, what I can tell that on February 24, the night of, I was night swimming. Like we were at a beach which has a pool, and I was swimming. I told my mother I wanted to swim around. I want to swim around the pool because, yeah, I don't know. It was so easy. And I think that might, and the next day, February 25th of 2020, I was nesting and cleaning. And I think that was also triggering my labor. Yes, triggering the contractions. That's why I gave birth on February 26th. My due date was March 2nd, and I gave birth on February 26th. Yes, so thank you for listening, and I'll see you time, next episode, where I tell about the birth story of my daughter. Bye bye, toodles, and be brave, be bold.